In Thornton-le-Dale and Pickering, the showrooms are usually rammed with desirable classics.
Probably 100 odd too many.
That's it, mate. Don't waste them.
Absolutely not.
With this amount of choice, it's not surprising that some very rare examples lurk in the corners.
Swift, 1904, I think. Wonderful little thing. Tuk-tuk. I don't think I'd want to go far on it today. It's freezing.
Having shown an interest in the unusual, we're then pointed in the direction of this from 1969. It doesn't look it, but it's actually one of the rarest things here.
Probably unique. I can't imagine there's going to be another opportunity to find a 5,000-mile, one-owner MGC Roadster that's still running on its original cross-ply tyres and still got the plastic, the cellophane protection on the passenger seat. It's just not going to happen.
In the late 60s, BMC needed a successor to the gorgeous Austin Healey 3000. The first plan by Donald Healey himself was to widen the existing body and drop a 4-litre Rolls-Royce engine into it, but US safety regs put a stop to that one. The solution, a 3-litre 6-cylinder paired with an MGB. After a rebuilt front end, uprated brakes and suspension, plus bonnet bulge, the MGC was born. It had a tendency to understeer if the tyres weren't pumped up, but essentially it was a smooth and reliable touring car. 500,000 MGBs were made compared to 9,000 Cs. Only 600 of the Roadsters remain on UK roads.
Basically, everyone in the country should be wanting to buy it. Specification-wise, not condition-wise, it's as near new an MGC as you're probably going to find. Now I've said that, someone's going to ring up and say, I've got one done 1,200 miles, aren't they, or something. But it probably won't happen. So, yes, I think it is a good move. Whether there's going to be a financial return on it is debatable. Personally, I think the car as it sits here now is worth 20,000 quid of anyone's money. This car should not be able to be bought by a dealer, turn it into retail condition, and then take a reasonable profit out of it. That shouldn't happen. There should be plenty enough enthusiasts out there that would realise what a fantastic opportunity this is. It's going to create a lot of interest, which should prohibit you from buying it to move on.
Well, let's see. Mint ones are asking 30 grand, so as long as we don't get carried away, we should be all right.
MGC Roadster 1969, lot number 399.
Here we go.
It's been in storage for donkey's years. It's 5,000 miles, I think, isn't it, David? Something like that. And we'll see how we go with it. 10,000, we're away. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19,000, 19,000 pounds. 19,250. I'll throw a bit of T-cut in. That's basically what it wants. Submitting it. 19,250. Are you all done? 19,500. 19,750.
Yeah.
20,000. 20,250. 20,005.
Yes.
20,500. 20,500. 20,750. 21. Can I say 21 and a quarter? 21,250.
21 and a half.
21,500. Internet's out. You're out this side, you're out, David. Internet's out. Are you all done? 21,500. 21,500. Well done.
Just outside Cambridge, the fate of our super rare 5,000-mile MGC and our finances hangs in the balance. A more revealing inspection is about to begin.
Let's get the bonnet open and see what we've got. Let's have a look. Okay. It's all there. Big cast iron 3-litre. Heavy as a tractor.
An engine that's not been used on the road since 1984.
Anything that's rubber, it all starts to perish and crack. These hoses are like solid.
You've got electrics to look at as well. Check that that's all as it should be.
Oh, that's good. The engine's not seized. It might not run, but it does turn.
Ian and Jonathan won't attempt to start it until the fuel has been changed and the cooling system checked.
A little bit of surface, a little bit of underseal peeling off, but the floor and the sills, which is the important bit, that's all good.
Solid though, isn't it?
It's
Really
solid, yeah. From here, which is the centre line of the car where the jacking points are, forward is totally different to an MGB, which is why getting some of the pieces to restore them and replace them is hard going. But luckily on this car, I don't think we need to worry about that.
We've chosen well, or at least Derek has. This one has all the makings of a trouble-free restoration.
I'm one for using a car, so bring it back so it's safe, polish it all up, keep it as is and enjoy, because that's what it's here for.
At the MG Owners Club workshop, manager Ian has a plan for our barn-fresh 3-litre C that's hardly ever seen tarmac.
Mechanically, we've really got to go through it. We've got some paint issues to deal with on the bonnet. The rest of the paint is in really good order, so we're hoping that we're going to just buff that.
Mechanic Mark Empson will be the first to lay into it.
Today we're looking at the basics of the car. The brakes have been seized on with being stood for such a long time. Eureka, and not Johnson.
Being at MGHQ has its advantages.
The parts are coming from MGOC spares.
So we're going next door for
Yeah,
some
we can
bits?
go next door for parts, yes.
So we don't have to wait for delivery then?
No delivery, it's all on site.
Even though the car is more than 50 years old, this might be the first time the brakes have had any attention.
Do all workshops have a precision instrument like that then?
Yeah, a gentle persuading tool. So yeah, she's not looking too bad in there, rusty, but she looks like she's working good when she's parked up. The self-adjuster, which is unique to an MGC, is still in good shape.
This is an ingenious component. Brake shoes are pushed against the drum by hydraulic pressure, but eventually wear, increasing the gap and reducing efficiency. The spring adjuster's job is to detect and close that gap over time.
So we're going for new brake pipes because they're obviously heavily corroded. So we're going to simply just cut the brake pipes like you would on your enemy in a James Bond film.
A quick bit of housekeeping, then on to the front brakes. Discs rather than drums.
Really good on wildlife.
Yeah, we'll get David Attenborough in and he'll give us a guided tour of the car. That's it. Grease cap. Stops all the dirt entering, all the grease coming out the wheel bearing. That looks like no one's been in there before. Usually these are all hammered and butchered. That's in good condition, that is.
What can be saved will be. Parts like the calipers will be sent away to be reconditioned.
They're done on an exchange basis, so you buy new, you return your old. Bigger brakes on the C, the piston size is bigger, a lot heavier engine in there.
Manager Ian is sent out on his daily shop.
Yeah, he likes being a trolley dolly.
But he's not off to Tesco's. When it comes to a garage parts store, this place would take some beating.
How many parts do they carry here?
I have no idea. Thousands. Brake those MGC. Brake shoes, brake discs.
In a couple of days, this lot will all be on the car. In Cambridge, another important stage of the MGC restoration is about to begin. Getting it running. Today, technician Alex Kersley will hopefully be sorting the fuel system.
Is there any evidence that somebody has tried to start this car, or has it just been languishing for 30-odd years?
Yeah, so there is evidence. There's a new set of points in there, there's a new set of plugs. Having the tops off the carburetors, they were all gummed up and stuck, so it hasn't been run.
First things first, drain the tank.
See, this smells quite stale, horrible. It's almost got an oily smell to it.
Manager Ian has his shopping trolley at the ready.
Yeah, it's just a case of whether it's corroded inside.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to keep the original one, but if it's going to keep bringing bits of dirt and rust through the system, then we'll have to change it.
A later inspection confirmed the worst, and it's not going to be the only replacement.
The fuel pump, it looks old. It can be unreliable, so we're going to change that anyway. If you're changing one major component, you're going to end up disturbing a lot of other bits that go along with it.
And is this why you can never give an accurate figure of how much a car is going to take to get back on the road?
No, but it's good fun, mate.
Yeah, but it's not your money, is it?
No.
That said, we are quite enjoying only having to wait a few minutes for parts. The new tank is going in already. The fuel pump is also extracted, and a nice, shiny, reliable one gets bolted into place. Time for a test, to check we don't need to lose any more original parts.
We can put some fresh fuel in it, powered the car up, and run the pump to clear it out and see it's working. Pump's running. It's just trying to pull the fuel up now. It's not flowing as nicely as I hope.
There's no obvious fuel leak, so the other explanation is that air is getting into the system, and Alex thinks he knows the culprit.
I suspect the original metal pipe in between the fuel tank and the fuel pump is tucked right up out the way here. So that's the first thing I'm checking.
After extraction, a demonstration of just how small a big problem can be.
We can see there's a tiny little pinhole there. It's rubbed through, possibly on the shock absorber, and that's where it'll be drawing the air from. And that's possibly why they've took it off the road. It only takes a pinhole.
There's another new part, but it's now looking like the MGC will soon be up and running.
Yeah, perfect. That's the sort of flow we're looking for.
In East Anglia, it's also a big day for our 1969 classic. All being well, the rare 3-litre MGC might actually start for the first time in decades.
I hope so, because we know we've already got the new ignition bits. We've replaced all the fuel lines and got fresh fuel in there.
Since we last visited, more new parts have been fitted, like these brake and clutch cylinders. But some components have dodged the dustbin.
So the radiator's out at the moment. It's full of sludge. We've had it reconditioned. Just wanted recoring and flushing out. It's as good as new. We've cleaned the carburetors out. We've had the dash tops off and the float chambers apart. Well, and there's nothing drastically wrong with them. They should be good to go as well. The radiator's in. The cowling's all on. So we've just got to put the top and bottom hose on, put some antifreeze and water in it, and should be about time to give it a go. Yeah, it's going to burst into life.
It's alive, but not in perfect health.
We've got oil pressure. I mean, it's smooth, but not so smooth when you take the choke off.
To help diagnose the problem, our MG Medic uses a high-tech thermometer. 159 degrees for the front exhaust manifold, just 56 for the rear.
So we're literally checking to see if it's firing on all the cylinders.
All 6 of them.
Yeah, which it isn't. It's cold on the back three, so that suggests that that back carb isn't quite working as it should be.
Then, another high-tech solution. And instantly, the power of the engine doubles. Sometimes, You just got to know what to hit.
Went round there, give it a little tap with the hammer, freed off the needle valve for the float chamber, and away she is.
Apart from a full polish of the paintwork and some carpet scrubbing, we're almost there with the MGC. But there's one last visit to the parts store before we leave.
Wheels and tyres.
You got those in stock then, haven't you?
Yeah, got it all in stock. So being an MGC, they're 15-inch.
MGBs have 14s, but to improve gearing, the C sits on a bigger wheel. Our MGC is now all cleaned up and ready for the auction. Safe, drivable, and as original as we could manage. But how much did this relatively restrained restoration cost? Including tax and commission, it was $23,390 to buy. Labour was $4,428. And parts came in at $3,371, bringing the total to £31,189. A big number, but given its very low mileage and increasing rarity, we might still be in good shape. For once, we've managed to do a light, sympathetic restoration without breaking the bank.
Let's have a look what we've got. Like Christmas. What have we got in the parcel? Well, thank God you haven't had the plastic taken off the seats. It drives absolutely lovely. Really nice. Well, they are a sweet old bus. These old 3 litres are a lovely engine. Drive just so much nicer than a B. Just far more relaxing, torquey. Really, really torquey. You don't have to work at it at all. Just put my foot down, steady away, I won't go mad. Here we are, 30, 40, 50. You could tell, I'm sure, how effortlessly it done that. So no, whoever has recommissioned it mechanically to be sure that it's safe when it drives down the road, can't knock that. Lovely to drive.
There won't be many like this. We just hope the right buyer is out there.
MGC, 5,000 miles the car?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mechanically, it's been through. Cosmetically, it's just exactly as God intended. So there you go. £20,000 we've got. 20,000. 20,500. 21. 21,500. 21,500. 22. 22,500. £22,500 then. 22,500. £22,500, and I'm going to bring the hammer down. It's down. Lot number 180, the gold flake enamel sign.
Don't really need to say anything, do I?
It's a lot of money, but we can't help thinking the true value of this car has been missed.
I will never, ever fully understand people. If that was a nice, bright Primrose car that had been fully restored, done 125,000 miles and had 6 owners, and then you compare that to a 1-owner, 5,000 mile original, other than what you've done to it, they look at something and think, yeah, I'll give 30 grand for that one that's been all done up and glimmed up, rather than 22.5 for that one there that is stunning and doesn't want all glimming up because it's done no work. It's like virtually new. So that annoys me, but all credit to you, you've done a fabulous job, and I'm so pleased that you reined yourself in and haven't gone overboard.
Curiously, new owner Paul Tordoff also avoided the chance of going overboard, but in a very different way.
It's actually a 60th birthday present to me from my wife in lieu of a cruise that she didn't want to go on next year. So from her point of view, she's also quite pleased.
Paul's no stranger to MGs.
I've had a Metro, an MG Midget, and more recently an MGB.
This is his favourite so far.
It's different to the MGB in as much as you can see that there's a big bulge on the bonnet to accommodate the 3-litre engine. It's been recommissioned really well, so you've done a really, really good job. It's a special car, nearly 60 years old, and much as it pains me to put more mileage on it, I think it needs to be driven. I enjoy driving classic cars, and I'll always have the MG, whereas the Cruise will be for 65 days and not for life.